Hey everyone, Frederick is here from Netcode-Hub channel. Today, I'm happy to announce some exciting features to our Netcode-Hub packages that will make your development experience even smoother and more efficient. So in this video, I'll walk you through the latest update to our Modal, Toast, FileUpload, and progressive EditForm validation packages. Netcode-Hub has about 18 packages. Now in this, I'm going to talk about 4 of them. That is the FileUpload, component validation, then Modal, and Toast. Now, in order for you to have the feel of it, I have created a simple documentation for this. And it is open to everybody, so you can clone this repo, then you can start using the component in there. I haven't made documentation for all the components that we saw, but I've made documentation for only these 4 components. As time goes on, I'll do the rest. So let's clone this repo. How do you do it? Launch your browser, and in here you can type in Netcode-Hub packages. So this is opened. So you can click on this package or this link. When you get here, the focus here it is to clone this. So you can click on this code. Let's copy this. So that is a URL. Let's grab this. Now let's launch our Visual Studio. And I'll click on maybe clone a repository. So paste the link in here. Now choose a path, a location to keep the project. And after you are done, all that you need to do is to click on clone. And now this is going to open it and then clone this repo. So go to Solution Explorer. And now in here, let's right click on the solution. Go to Rebuild Solution. And now let's wait for this package to get built. So you can see that it is succeeded. The next thing that you need to do is to run this. So while this package is running, you can just make a reference to the solution. Now on the external or the Netcode-Hub, you can see that we have packages. We have packages installed. So when you check from dependencies, packages, so these are the 4 packages that I have made documentation for. So to see the component, you go to Pages, and I have the FileUpload component, Home component, Modal, and Input validation, and now Toast component. So let's see. Now the app is ready. And you can see that here we have maybe little description on the packages. Now these are the packages that we have for now. So from FileUpload, you can see that here you can specify 2 things. You can decide to display the progress while the file is being uploaded, or you can decide to skip that. Default is set to false, so you cannot show. But for this, let's click on Choose File, and I'll select any file and check it out. So I have some images here. That is JPG and that is PNG. Let's select the JPG first. Click on Open. And I can see that as soon as I'm done with that, I have the base64 string of this image. So I need not to have any code to start converting this again. All that I need to do here is after I have this image, if I want to keep it to database, I can now save it or start processing it. Let's check the source code and how this was formed. So when we go back to the component, that's the FileUpload component, that is what we are doing. We have the Netcode-Hub FileUpload, that's the component itself. And in here, this is to retrieve base64 string. So this event callback here is going to return the file modal. This file modal also contains the dictionary of string and string, that is a key and a value. So we can keep the file name as a key and then the base default string as a value. How do you retrieve it? For this, in order for us to retrieve this, we need to loop through. So retrieve base default string. We pass in the incoming files as a file modal. So if I open this, this contains two properties. That is a it's getting definition ready. That is the iBrowser file, and also it contains the iDictionary, which takes in a key of string and a value of string. Alright, so we're looping through, and now we can get the key. You see, we get the key. Since it's the name, we can use this to check or to skip the uppercase and the lower cases, and we can now grab the value. So this is a required extension that we need. You can limit this to only JPG, and if I limit this and select PNG, I'm going to have an issue. Let's check it out. Now let's reload this. So if I go to FileUpload, now bear in mind that only JPG is accepted. Let's choose a file. This file we are going for PNG. Now click on Open, and you have File Not Accepted. Extensions is for JPG. So it means this app is accepting only extension of JPG. Aside from that, if you want to grab multiple files, what do you want to do? To get the actual file, you have to loop through this iBrowser file, and now you can get it in here. In order for us to see, we need to include multiple files, so we can also add multiple files. So let's set this to true, and now we're going to put breakpoint in here, and I'll check whether this incoming file is going to contain the two files that we're going to select. Let's rerun this. So we're going to choose file from here. It is not only file, rather files. Let's choose two. That is a JPG and a PNG. Click on Open, and now we have it in here. So we have the base default string in here. The reason that we're having this is we are not calling this method. We are rather calling the base default. So here, let's replace this. So if you want to actually grab all the files, we can use this to grab from the iBrowser files. Let's reload this. If you want to grab the base default string, then you can use this method to get the base default string. So FileUpload, choose files, and now breakpoint will be hit. Let's go and check. Yes, it is. Now click on this, and now this is null. So let's click on the next. So the first start here, we're going to have this as null. Let's see the second hit. And now let's check. So if I put a cursor, let's wait. We must have yes. You can see that we have this incoming files. It is coming in the file modal, which has the base count of 2. So for the base count, we can have the file name and then the base default string. But that is not what we want. We want to grab the file itself. So we go to the iBrowser files, and in there you can see we have the length of 2. That is the first one, and that's the second one. It is coming from component.forms, so we can extract this file from there. The first file, that is the content, JPEG. That is the last date modified, the name, and that is the size. Now check the second one. And we have this is a name, PNG, that is the size. So you can see that we can grab the actual file from the second method, and you can grab the respective base default string from this first method. Now, not only that, when you check this, we have validation, and that is what we went through. Let me just continue on to finish this. Now for validation, this is a default one. So if I want to validate this, unless I do type everything before I can have the validation in place. You will see that when I'm typing, validation is not happening unless I'm done. When the component loses its focus, that is where the validation triggers. Let's see, using the component floating text area from Netcode-Hub. I type in the first character and it gets validated. So once I do type, it gets validated. You see? So once I do type, it gets validated. And now this is a floating. We have the label inside the component. Now here, that's a floating component, which also supports progressive validation. As soon as I start typing, you see it's also working. So if you want to use this, it's quite simple. You go to the pages and on input validation component, and you can see that here, that is a normal component that we know, input text, input number. But when you go to the next section, that is a floating number from Netcode-Hub. And also we have the number itself, test, coming from Netcode-Hub packages. So you can use any of them or in your project. Let's see the next one. Toast. In the format toast, it supports the following: danger, success, error, and now info. So if I click on this, persist is set to true by default. So if I click on this, show danger, you will see this elapsing and the other one until the time set has elapsed, so that it can just get hidden. Now you can show the toast. So that is a way to use it. Now when you go to the source code, you can see from the toast component, all that you need to do here is quite simple. This is just description. This is a component that you need to use. Persist is set to true. And now this is shown to at the bottom. We have all the buttons here to show, knowing that you are calling each method. So using toast, using the Netcode-Hub toast is quite simple. Let's see the next one, and that is a modal. Now in the modal, we have the first confirmation dialog, and these are the properties that you can specify. Action is an event callback that is evoked when the user confirms the action by clicking the confirm button. Now we have show, confirm, and close. So you can close it, you can show it, and a confirmed here needs to be clicked by the user since it is going to return or you want to call an action. Now, when using this, you need to include a JavaScript file because it needs some JavaScript function to work, and that is the integration. So let's try this. So show confirmation, click on this, and this is for confirmation. Do you want to do this? So you can specify the title, you can specify the content, and I confirm. This confirm will just execute the action. So this is going to return true because this has been confirmed. Cancel, we're going to close it. Let's try that and see. So we go to our toast component, and now in here we have this not a toast. We are going to a modal. So in here, confirmation, we have an action. That is a handle. Let's go to the code section. This is a handle. Put a breakpoint in here. Now let's go back in here. If I click on show confirmation, if I click on close, nothing happens. because I'm closing it. But as soon as I click on confirm, breakpoint is hit. So you can now start performing your functions. If you want to, actually, if it's a confirmation to delete, confirmation to return, whatever confirmation is it, you can put the logic in here. Then at the end, you can now close this. So that is a simple way to introduce or to integrate this confirmation component. Now we go to the main one, that is a Modal component. So these are the properties that I need to provide. Now let's see. Click on Open Modal, and now we have the Modal. So you can customize the header and add the content. You can click on Cancel to get this hidden. You can also click on Save. So when you click on Save, you can decide to hide it or you can decide to show. See the documentation. From the next one, we have a Modal, and it is bound to this Boolean property. We have an action which is going to return from the buttons being clicked. So these are the buttons, and you see that they have values in it. Now we're going to check when that value is being, or when that button is being clicked, it's coming in with a value of what? Action. Is it saved or is cancelled? The value or the values are save and what? Cancel. So if I click on cancel, the first thing that is going to come in with cancel. Same thing to the save button. So when that happens, it's going to check and I do something and open the modal or close it and so forth. So you can see that these packages are quite interesting and very easy to use them. This documentation will also help you a lot. So you can just grab this documentation. Anytime that you want to use this, you can run this and verify it. I would also be updating this. Anytime that I do update, I'll let you know. So you can just come back and unclone the current one and use it. All this update is about making your development process smoother and your application more powerful. So we can't wait to see you use these packages to enhance your project. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Netcode-Hub channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming tutorials and updates. And as always, feel free to leave your comments and questions below. Thank you for watching and happy coding.